Hello, my name is Jillian West, and this is a collective love reading. So just take the messages that resonate. But we'll see what kind of messages the cards had for you, what's going on in your love energy. All right, let's get right into this. Okay. So the Four of Swords in reverse. Ignore that there's a fly in my studio. He just lives here now. So the Four of Swords is this kind of contemplative energy. You can see that they're reflecting, it's meditative. It's somebody who may have you on their mind or might be looking back on things now, trying to gain clarity. It's in reverse, so they don't yet have a good understanding. There could have been some kind of miscommunication as well. The Four of Swords also deals with communication. Yeah, there was some kind of ending here. Right off the bat, we're getting the Death card. So it's this idea that there was some kind of ending, but the Death card is also a transformation. It's an invitation to a new season of life. It's actually pretty positive. It's shedding what no longer serves you. But there's all this defensiveness. It's it's a resistance. The Nine of Wands in reverse. It never wants to poke. There we go. The Nine of Wands in reverse is this defensiveness, and it's having these walls up. And it's a bit like, I always think of it as, almost like a dog at the pound who has been through a lot. And so they're a little reactive because of everything that they've been through. There's this lack of trust, but it's not for no reason. I mean, they've been through things that have now made them go into self-protection mode. Yeah, and there could be inner conflicts. I feel like somebody's very conflicted in their feelings. It can be an inner battle as well as a battle with others. When I see it in reverse, though, it's usually this idea of some kind of internal struggle. Now we're getting the Knight of Swords. This is interesting. So this is for current energy, and it's this idea of somebody wanting to come in with a conversation. The swords deal with, again, the mind, thoughts, communication, and the Knight is an action taker. They're coming forward with something. It's like they're going to be having this clarity, and now they want to come talk to you. Wow. So we're getting the King of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles upright. So this has to do with financial instability. The Pentacles have to do with career, home, finance, but it's also in a love reading. This can just be that lack of stability. It's that Earth sign energy, and so it's that lack of knowing what the future is. You may have envisioned a future with this person, and now it's hard to imagine your future without them. Yeah, there's a lot of this idea of misunderstanding, miscommunication, a lack of communication, them saying things that may not have made sense, somebody ending something without really explaining why. Ooh, but now we're getting the Justice card. So this is a Libra card. It has to do with fairness, balance. If there was some kind of injustice, it'll be made right. It's also the Karma card. And so it's like good karma is coming in, but also karma's kind of protecting you in some way. Yeah, there could be some real bonds to this person. The Devil, has multiple different meanings. It's once again Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. But it's this idea of being bonded to somebody, chained to somebody. It's also, think of the 7 deadly sins. And so it's that somebody may currently feel controlled by one of them. It could be having the spirit of sloth, being lazy or unmotivated. It could be over drinking, overindulging. It could be being motivated by lust. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like somebody's coming forward, and this could be a brand new love opportunity, this conversation coming in, or it can be a brand new beginning for two people. The Ace, the tarot cards go from 1 through 10, and the Ace is that beginning. And the Cups deal with love and relationship. I don't know why it's not on a focus for me today. But This conversation could lead to a new relationship or a new beginning. There's this idea of contemplation again. It's like somebody cannot get you off their mind. The Four of Cups in reverse. It's like you're on their mind constantly, and the cups deal with love. And so it's like they're reflecting on this. They're looking for clarity. There's a part of them that wants to come in, the Knight of Cups. This is a romantic gesture. This is somebody who's, a hopeless romantic. And there's these blockages. Yeah, one person's a great communicator. One person in this dynamic has clarity. They know what they want. They say what's on their mind. There's this maturity and wisdom. And the other person's showing up as a page in reverse. So it's also a lack of maturity, and it doesn't matter what their age is, though there could be an age difference in this. Yeah, there was some kind of ending, and it was painful. Just like the aces are the beginning, the tens are the end of a cycle. And the Ten of Swords is a very painful ending. And again, we're getting all this idea of maybe harsh words spoken or a lack of communication, issues in regard to how they went about talking to you about this. Wow, okay. Getting the Aries card in reverse, the Emperor, and the World. It's almost like somebody's standing in their way. There's this potential for everything to fall into place, but somebody here, it can come from a place of selfishness. It can come from a place of that like self-protection and only wanting to look out for themselves because they don't trust anyone else. Yeah, it's almost... could also have to do with confidence. So they're trying to get the confidence to come forward with this conversation. But there is, in current energy, this idea of things are about to really fall into place. It's about having that patience, that diligence, that keeping with it. Slow and steady wins the race. The Eight of Pentacles is putting that work in. There is somebody, this is a dynamic where it all comes down to communication, and communication may have been a very large part in this relationship. Like there was a deep connection there. And also the swords deal with intellect. So there could have been this very intellectual connection. And then that was broken in some way. The conversations have either stopped, they've pulled away, they cut off. For some of you, they may have even gone no contact, or you've gone no contact with them. I'll get more clarity on this. I'm going to pull out the pink deck. Also, if this reading is resonating with you, if you could hit like and subscribe, it helps me grow my channel. I also have private readings available. Look at this fly. I want to name him. He's been here all day. Okay, we're getting the Three of Cups in reverse. There could have been a third party here who interfered. I'm not necessarily certain that it was betrayal yet, but there is this idea of somebody else coming in. Like, have you ever, it could be a work crush or something, or they had a friend even or a family member who swayed their opinion. Yeah, once again, a 10, an ending. Really painful. And once again, we're getting the Knight of Swords. I mean, they definitely want to have a conversation with you. And now we're getting the Queen of Swords. Swords are a constant theme in this. It has to do with communication. I really do think that if somebody has cut off communication, they'll be reaching out again, or you'll be reaching out to them. There's an important conversation that needs to happen. Oh, yeah, and there we go. This is this idea, again, of somebody else influencing them. And I feel like now they have this clarity and they realize that they were manipulated by somebody else. It's like, it's like somebody who had a crush on them that was like, you deserve better. And then like they kind of got in their head, and now they're like, oh my gosh, why did this person, you know what I mean? What game? It feels like there was a game playing involved with this, and there was somebody else. Look at, now we're getting the Ace of Swords in reverse on top of the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is wild. I've never seen so much like where the cards are just trying to reiterate the same message here, that it all comes back to communication. That this was a misunderstanding, and that somebody got in their head in a way, not necessarily in an anxious way, but it's like somebody played a game with somebody else in their head that had nothing, you know what I mean? An outside party. It was like somebody said something to them. It almost reminds me of like in Sex and the City, the movie. I don't know how many people are going to get this reference, but like Miranda, the night before the wedding, tells Big that like he's crazy to get married, that marriage is the worst thing. And so then Big ends up like walking out on the wedding, like he didn't show up for the wedding. And so Carrie spends like a year trying to figure out like what happened, why was there this shift? And she had no idea that Miranda had said this thing, right? It kind of feels like that. It feels like somebody said something to them and it got in their head in the moment. And so if you're confused about what happened, in a way they are too. It's like somebody, there's this idea, the producer plant card is unique to this deck. And it's this idea of somebody who's manipulating other people. So it feels like the producer plant is like when on like a reality show, they put somebody in who's not actually a contestant, who's just there to kind of mess with other people. That's the energy. It's like somebody manipulated them almost as a game, almost like they were bored or something. And they were like, I'm just going to stir up some trouble, stir up some drama. Yeah, now we're getting the King of Swords in reverse. I've never seen, this is sword energy. This has all to do with communication, the mind, intellect, and intellectual connection, miscommunications, misunderstandings. And it's left somebody feeling very unstable, very unsure. Yeah, and then there's this idea they want to open up to you. They want to have this conversation. I don't know who this reading is for, but it's like the cards could not be, this is one of the most clear. I almost feel like if you have like spirit guides who are very intelligent, like if you have somebody on the other side who was like a genius, they spoke like 3 different languages, that kind of thing. It's like somebody here keeps coming back to the idea of intellect. The message keeps coming back to communication. Oh, let's see, here we go. This, then we got, whoa. What is this reading? We just got the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. All this swords. My cards are so mixed. I do so many readings. They are all mixed up. They are shuffled so many times throughout the day. I've never seen them lay out. And they laid out on top of the Ace of Swords. This is a very specific reading and very specific message for somebody. And it's like the card, they're trying to let me know that this is really important and to get this message out right. There is a separation of 2 people who belong together. There was a lack of passion here. This is just a harsh truth that I have to be honest. While I feel like there was this connection, I feel like maybe some of that chemistry, that spark, it was in some way at its detriment. So either there was like a lack of intimacy or somebody was leading too much with their sexuality. And now what's coming up upright out of all of these, right? There's a lack of communication. There's some kind of separation, issues regarding sexuality. Then what's upright is the Pentacle. It's all about that stability, which I feel like was that constant message too. That it comes back to wanting to build a stable, somebody here really needs stability. Somebody here has trust, not issues, but they're very protective of themselves. And so having security, it can be wanting a relationship to feel very safe. Somebody here approaches love very logically rather than leading with their heart. And the other person leads with their heart. And that makes it very hard. Some of you could be like fire sign, earth sign. Yeah. Yeah, there was some kind of crossroads, some kind of decision to be made. This is past energy. There's this feeling of questioning how serious this was going to be. There was this very sweet crush-like feelings, this very sweet, having butterflies. And then there was this shift. Yeah, and the shift had to do with a competition, somebody else. Yeah, and they want to take this leap of faith back towards you. And then what comes up? The 10 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, it all comes back to Pentacles. So this could be that somebody is really wanting to focus on their career, their home, financial stability, and that they're prioritizing that over love. And it comes from a place of logic, not a place of not loving you or not thinking that you're enough. It's just that they have this very almost analytical approach. Yeah, and then the 9 of Pentacles. I don't know how. This is one of the most specific readings, so I feel like I have to really get this right. But there's this idea of somebody wanting to find success and independence on their own. Somebody wanting to stand on their own 2 feet. Somebody wanting to get all their ducks in a row. Right person, wrong time. But there was some kind of miscommunication here as well. And they do want to come talk to you. There's some kind of reassurance that they want to give you. Some kind of clarity that they've had that they want to express to you. All right, let's get out the oracles. What a weird reading. Well, I don't say weird, it's just the messages are really strong like that. And when the cards keep repeating the same messages like that, I feel like, you know what I mean? It's like they're like, no, go focus on this. Like, no, like you didn't, like almost like I didn't get it strong enough. I didn't express it strong enough. So they want me to revisit that. All right, let's see what oracles come up. First up, cycles, fate, karma, something ending, a new beginning. Again, this idea of letting go for this new beginning on its way. And yes, luck is on your side. That's interesting. I'm going to get this all clarified. There was some kind of ending. Somebody being very protective. And now it's this invitation to do what's best for you. Or they are taking time to just focus on themselves. Yes, it's a selfish energy, but it's a necessary selfish energy. It's coming from a place of wisdom. Yeah, this ending, it may have, caused more of these walls to get up. Yeah, overprotective and lack of communication, lack of clarity. And it's having that patience. We're getting the 7 on top of 7, right? And we have a 7 right here. I don't know how the numbers, if you're somebody who sees angel numbers like 111, 333, 777, I kind of feel like that could be also a clue to somebody. But yeah, so the 7s it's this time, it's the seeds that you plant will blossom in their own time. It's also the early bird gets the worm, taking care of you a little bit. It's about not quite as individual as the 9. It's looking out for yourself, like making yourself a priority. And I feel like there's somebody here who is making themselves a priority and somebody else who's getting impatient. All right, let's get this final message. Yep, Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about the ebbs and flows in life. Good luck, karma, cycles. We're getting cycles, letting go, the idea of newness, beginnings, endings, beginnings. So for some of you, this could be a new beginning with somebody else. They might try and come back and talk to you, but it's too little too late, or you've hit your breaking point where you're done waiting for them. For others, it's a new beginning with this person. And so each of you will know how it resonates with you. All right, I hope this reading gave you clarity. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.